got a bad feeling about this.
Hi, and welcome to 933 Portland Place, your online source with a patient-to-patient view of chronic pain. Today's guest, Mr. Dennis Kinch, author, pain counselor, patient, and the man who walked 3,000 miles down Route 66 to demonstrate the power he has learned from all the patients and professionals he interviewed on the road for a solid year. This power can be found in the pages of his new book, Journey Through Pain, The Walk for Healing.
That's hard to imagine because I can't walk real good. I'm in pain all the time. How can I be better than I was before? But you know what? I am. I understand myself better than I ever have in my whole life. To the point that if I strap this thing on right now and start walking, I know I can do 100 miles without even a problem. I know that. A year ago, I couldn't do the couch. You know what I mean? I couldn't even walk to the store. And here I am saying, I can do 100 miles because I'm a believer now. Believer just keeps compounding and compounding. This positive feeling keeps coming on. It's a journey and it's an evolution. So once you reach that belief stage and you start on that upward spiral, I want you to understand that you have now set on a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take step by step by step. And it's an evolution. And here I am a year later. I've been walking pretty much since May. And I'm still learning. I'm still on my journey. You know what I mean? So all of you can do this. You can all do this. It's not hard. If you take it step by step, if you work with knowledgeable professionals, but first, you have to believe that you can do it. So I don't know how to tell you to get to that belief stage, but find it in yourself. But one thing I'm hoping my walk is doing is showing you I'm not just talking. I'm not just reading books and sharing that with you. I'm not even writing a book about this. I'm showing you by doing it. So when you go on my website and you see me do another 100 miles, you know what I'm talking about. I am worse physically than I was a year ago. But I'm so much better emotionally, spiritually, that I can do this. So as you see me progress towards California, I want you all to understand I'm living proof that what I'm talking about is real. But unfortunately, the doc can't provide that for you. So if you're in here saying, hey doc, help me, fix me, he can't do that. He doesn't know how to do that. But he stands ready with all these things ready for you to say, once you get onto this positive side, once you really want help, I got all this stuff to help you. There's implantable devices now that are amazing. There's biogenetic drugs out there that are absolutely amazing. The drugs that I'm taking are absolutely amazing. They're wonderful. They did me no good when I was on the negative side. So I hope you all understand that. That's the only message that I can really offer you that these people can't. Because I'm a patient who understands where you've been. I know what you're going through. And I just want you to know that pain is an illusion for the most part. The real pain that I have is about this big right now, and I would have never thought I could reach that point, but I'm telling you, it's about this big. You can all get to that point, but you have to really, really want to. And then they're ready to help. National Pain Foundation. I've talked to so many doctors. I've talked to hundreds of doctors since Chicago. And I can tell you the consensus is education is the #1 thing they can offer you. These are doctors saying this, armed with all kinds of medicines and devices and rehab, and what they're saying is education is the #1 thing they can offer you. Now as a patient, I just happen to know that that education means nothing if you don't believe in it, if you don't read this stuff with the belief that this is helping you. You understand that? So I don't mean to step on toes, and I'm not trying to come across lecturing. But I think it's so important. I'll tell you why, because I have a selfish reason that I want everybody in this room to get to that healing point. I want you all to be productive and happy people, despite your pain. I don't want pain to be controlling you. And my selfish reason is that I now understand the numbers that I'm talking about in this country. I understand the way the medical system is in this country. I can help by rounding up patients on my side to fight this, to change things. I can also help by rounding up doctors like Dr. D over here, who's willing to put his own reputation out on the line because he knows how to treat pain the right way. And I hate to say it, but he's bucking his own brethren out there. They don't like to hear this stuff. And if you're in this clinic, I can tell you right now, you're on the right path because he does things the right way. And it's a rare thing out there. But we need help. So every time a success story walks out of this facility and says, look what I can do now, we get another person in our army. Now we have the insurance company saying, wow, they get help from this type of treatment? Because right now, and he'll tell you this, the hardest thing in this business is getting insurance to approve the treatments. That's the hardest thing in this thing. Because we can't convince them that this works. Why isn't it working? Because everything the insurance company hears every day is people complaining about how nothing's working. And the reason it isn't working is because the whole system is faced the wrong way. You see what I'm saying? Even the patients. And patients don't understand that we're part of the medical system. We feed money into it all the time. We feed ourselves into it all the time. And if we're failing as patients, then we can't expect the medical system to work. Because we actually carry the medical system with us. As again, I'll say this, they are our assistants. When I suddenly went onto that belief side, I was no longer going to therapy on Wednesday at 7:30. I was going to my trainer, and I called her every day. And she was allowing me to do free sessions every other day, because she knew I was psyched. And she became my coach and my trainer, not my physical rehab specialist. She was suddenly now knowing that I was doing like an Olympic walking thing. And before, I was going on Wednesday and I was doing my lifting and I was in the pool and I was doing my arms and I was just waiting to get it over till the next Wednesday. You know what I mean? Everyone knows what I'm talking about because I know y'all been there, right? Well, when you change over to the other side, you're suddenly saying to her, be my coach now. You're saying to your doctors, teach me, show me. And believe me, they love that. They don't ever see that. And what a shame, with all the patients that they see, that they don't ever see that. So we as patients have to start carrying the flag. We have to start really believing in this because we're the ones that can change things. With their help, we can change things, but we carry the flag. So I just want you to understand that I have a selfish reason for wanting everybody in any pain clinic or in pain at all to have a success story. Because I want to go back to the insurance companies and say, do you see these treatments that are out here? These implantable devices, medicine pumps, meds that I take, it's all necessary. Because the answer for every one of us is so unique. The meds I take work for me. They might not work for anybody else in this room, but they work for me. Your answer out there is going to be so unique to you. How are we going to convince the insurance companies to free up our own money to provide these treatments if we don't start showing them that they work? But I know now as a patient that the thing that's in the way of them working is our own belief. It's ourselves. We're in our own way. The answer does lie within us. We begin the journey. We begin the evolution. So I'm hoping that everybody that's hearing this will from this day forward say, I want to begin my journey now. And I want you to understand I've been doing this for a year. I'm still on my journey. So don't expect these overnight things. One thing that you can expect overnight is that change of attitude. That can happen right overnight. Stop being a victim to pain. Don't let pain control your life. It doesn't have to. And these people will show you how to stop that. See what I mean? But you have to be open to what they're saying. Okay, so I'm done lecturing. I don't want to lecture, but that I just have to share that with you because I'm learning this as I go. So this speech gets a little different every clinic I go in because I learn more. Now we'll start with a question and answer thing. This is where I'm going to learn stuff, and I'm sure the Donna is going to learn stuff too, because we're going to hear from you what you're thinking, what your questions are. Okay? So you guys want to sit up here, or do you want to sit right here? Whatever you tell us to sit, we'll sit. Face the crowd. And feel free to ask anything. I mean, I don't care how negative you think it is, or if you think it's a dumb question, then ask it, because we want to know every single question out there. Yeah.
Dennis, I read your Christmas message off of your website that you sent out, and I was very impressed with the wisdom and insight in that message. And I truly believe that every person in this room could benefit from that message, especially the part where you're talking about pain patients and their relationships with friends and family.
Oh.
And how you brought that in together with the message of forgiveness.
Yes.
And so, if you don't mind, would you take just a minute to
Not at all.
to share that message with everybody here in the room?
Sure.
'Cause I really benefited from it tremendously.
And I don't know if I'll say it exactly. exactly. Unfortunately, when you're walking on the road, one of the things that goes by the wayside is your brain. So I'm at that point now where I don't remember a lot of things real well. My brain's tired, I guess, you know. But I do understand the forgiveness end of it and things like validation. I can honestly say that in order to reach re-invention, where you have to reinvent yourself, the first thing you need to do is to validate to yourself that your pain is real. Okay, that's the first thing. And I can honestly say, what everybody asks me is, how do I convince my family? How do I convince my doctor? How do I convince all these other people? And I say, whoa, first, you have to convince yourself. You're listening so much to these other people that haven't validated your pain that now you're starting to question if it's real. Well, I can tell you this, if you've been in pain for more than a month, it's real, okay? And the doc will tell you that too. I don't care.
Precious!